the positive and negative impact foreigners have in Colombia, and how to be mindful and successful and of benefit to the country when visiting and dating in a new culture. So that is very important, because some of you might have seen that that's had a little bit changed Colombia now, and it's good to be aware what is the change and how can you be a positive impact, right? So and we had some things coming up in these last months. The ones who have maybe following us have seen what was going on in in Colombia. So let me get into that a little bit later, and then we get also at the end. I'm going to show you again the new profiles, and if you have questions, please let me know. If you have questions how to get to Colombia, first of all, it's quite easy. You just take a plane, you need a plane ticket, you need your passport, and that's basically it. If you want to take care of your own hotel, of your own transportation, you can do that. If you want us to help you setting it up in the tours, and in general, we are here to help you with everything you might need to your logistics to get to Colombia. So let's start maybe right away with the Colombian Valentine's Day, because that is very important. And maybe some of you guys, or maybe I know lots of you guys who are watching the show tonight have been on some of our tours or have been dating or are dating right now, right? A Colombian woman, because you met her here, you started a relationship, or you're about to start a relationship, but you're talking to her every day and you want to make her feel special. And you know, Colombians love attentive men, love men who like to give gifts. They love to receive gifts. I mean, who doesn't? But it's like it's a very romantic approach, you know, flowers, chocolates, not only on Valentine's Day, on a normal, it's like not a normal thing you get every month, but it's quite common that men are romantic and show their love and express their love in little details. And that's when they always say, I'm looking for a detail-oriented gentleman. That's what you see a lot of the profile description. When they say that, they want that. They want a man who looks for the details, who sends flowers, who gives little notes, love notes, you know, who's attentive to the needs of the woman. And so now I will hear some of the comments on what will the woman do and why should I? Guys, this is here a dating show where both will be doing something for the relationship, right? I'm just giving you tips here, how to make the best impression, how to be the most successful. So Valentine's Day, the ones who are from the US know that Valentine's Day is a very important day. You usually take somebody out for dinner, you usually invite the woman, you usually bring flowers. So as you, maybe some of you might be here on the 21st of September, some of you might not. The difference for Valentine's Day here in Colombia is that it's called the Day of Love and Friendship. So it's not necessarily you have to spend it with your partner. Like usually people go out with their friends, sometimes family, because family here is also friends. So it is a day where you spend with your loved ones. And if you are in a relationship or if you're dating somebody, then you obviously also invite your partner, your girlfriend to a romantic dinner. That is usually what most men do here too. So let me show you a short video. You can go on loveme.com, gifts. There's a gift section, there's a button, and then you can select the city where you want to send the gift to. We do customized gifts as well. If you say, yeah, everything you have on the website, I don't like that, I want to send her that, then you can let us know as well. We give you a quote and then we can usually do that as well. But normally you guys want to do the most of the same thing. So we have like, I think 20 different options on the website, approximately. I haven't counted, but more or less. Could be 12, could be 15, but there are some options. As I said, if you wanted something else, let us know. And let me show you just a short 30-second, 1-minute video of a couple of gifts we have delivered and can deliver so that you get an idea. And it's on the 21st of September. So if you want to already put your gift order now, you can do that. If you want to do that in a week, it's fine, but give us a couple of days so that we can deliver. We can deliver outside of the office cities as well. So if you have somebody you're dating right now in Bogota, in Cali, in Santa Marta, in Bucaramanga, we can deliver to those cities as well. So just let us know. And when you place the order, you put the ID of the woman, and with the ID where she's located and the office, we know where to deliver. So let's go with the first video and I'll be back in a minute.
Most beautiful month of Colombia has arrived. The month of love and friendship, where a lot of love is expressed and you can surprise that special girl with a beautiful detail that will make her feel very special. In loveme.com, you will find many possibilities.
So that was, as I said, short video just to give you an idea. But it's an important day, and if you don't want to send a gift, send a letter, let her know, that you think about her. It's a special day here in Colombia for the women. If you have any questions, like any advice, anything, just write a question in. I'm going to reply to your questions very soon. And also, I want to talk about our upcoming and last tours. So you're going to see some of the background footage as well now from Barranquilla and from Medellin. Our Medellin tour, as I said, is just in the at the end of the 7-day tour. So some of the guys are going home or went home today. Some stay longer, and has been a nice tour as usual. The men, yeah, we had two socials, Friday, Saturday. We had it Saturday in a different venue than on Friday. It was the first time we had it in that venue. So it was a little bit bigger than the one on Friday, the venue itself. So that was something new. And yeah, Medellin, they had great time, good weather, good city tour. We didn't do Guatapé this time. There was not enough men interested. There were like only one, and they went then on a private tour. So everybody stayed in the city, dated, went out. Weather was really nice this week. I mean, in general, Medellin Colombia has in general very nice weather. But sometimes it can rain, and so it was really nice. And also bowling. There was bowling yesterday. Monday they did the city the Chiba party bus. So yeah, as usual, nice men, nice connections, and yeah, lots of things going on in a tour. And so if you have any questions about the tours and how they work and what to expect, you have basically 2 speed dating nights included. The idea is to join a group. It's a group tour of gentlemen who are searching for a serious relationship, for marriage, to date as well, but with the objective to really find somebody to spend time with their life with, their time with, and a long-term relationship. And so it is always like so many things going on the tours, before, after, in between. And so I know that even the ones who have just finished now the 7-day tours, you're now getting into the next chapter about how I'm going to communicate afterwards, how I'm making my connections work, how can I be successful. And important is that you come back, that you keep on building up these connections, that you communicate regularly. I talk about that a lot. That you are attentive, that you just don't write only one time a day. It's important for her to feel your presence, to be that attentive, detail-oriented gentleman, I can say it as well. Again, because that's what they want, the communication. You don't have to talk like 3 hours a day with her, but just from time to time, hey, I'm thinking about you. Hey, what you doing? Hey, did you eat lunch? Did you eat dinner? What is your mom doing? Is she okay? How's your sister? Like, asking about the family is always thoughtful, like being thoughtful, being that. And you will see she's there too. They're very attentive, very thoughtful, very sweet, very effective, very family-oriented women here. So yeah, in our next tours, our upcoming tour dates, as I said, we have Barranquilla coming up in 1 month. Barranquilla is one of my favorite tours, one of my favorite places. Why? Because there aren't so many foreigners in Barranquilla yet dating. So that is where we get later into the impact of the foreigners. And I myself a foreigner, so please write me. I'm just wanting to point that out. And yeah, Barranquilla is a city where you don't have that much tourism. And so yeah, it's just a very nice dating environment in Barranquilla. The city is nice. The people are just fun, joyful, outgoing, beautiful, hardworking, educated. I like Barranquilla. You will hear me talking about Barranquilla always very positive. And to my surprise, I always say that as well, I was very surprised with Barranquilla in the beginning, because yeah, usually as a foreigner you go more into the touristy places, and so yeah, so that is it's a very special place, and I hope you can enjoy it. Maybe there are some of the gentlemen tonight on the show who have been to Barranquilla, who might want to share something. As I said, ask your questions or leave your comments. I'm always happy if you communicate with me here. And yeah, so we have two more tours this year for Colombia. We're working on the 2025 tour schedule. We're basically done. I think, I don't know if it's already on the website, but it should be on the website soon. So the last two tours, this tour is in 3rd of October, Barranquilla, and then we have the 20th of October, Cartagena. Am I telling you the right date? 20th of October. Sorry, I think 24th of October is Cartagena, and the 3rd of October is Barranquilla. So that are our last tours for this year. And then next year, we're starting in the beginning of February, I think, with Barranquilla. I would have to look on the schedule, on the tour schedule for 2025. Let me put that up for a moment, what we have tentative. We have to approve one more time with all the other countries, because you know that we are a lot of Latin countries. We have Peru, we have Costa Rica, we have Mexico. So so that's why. So the first tour will be Barranquilla on the 13th of February. And then we have Medellin in March, and beginning of March, and we have Cartagena in 24th of April next year. So that would be the first 3 tours. So we have probably Mexico City, Barranquilla first. That would be a double tour. You can do both, or you can do one. That would mean 7 days in one city, 7 days in the other. So 7 days Mexico, 7 days Barranquilla would, for example, possible. Then we have Medellin, Peru, that you can also do as a double tour or separated. And then we have, and you could also do Peru, Costa Rica. So we have 3 tours in March. As I said, like, please, we are still in the final adjustments, and there might be still some changes. So please, everything I tell right now is not yet 100% there, but so far tentative, that are the tour dates. So Barranquilla in February, Medellin in March, and Cartagena in April. And then we have still this month, this upcoming month, and 3rd of October, Barranquilla, and 24th of October, Cartagena. So that you can start planning. And then we have another tour like this year in July in Barranquilla. That was a really good date. Lots of you guys were able to travel and you liked the July date. So we're going to do that again. And we have Medellin in June, Barranquilla in July, and then we have Cartagena in August. So you can do June, July, and August. Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of tours next year. Hope you're going to join if you haven't. And it's usually, the guys say, it's a life-changing experience, because you really get out of your comfort zone. And that is something that makes you grow. And that is sometimes good. You can have sometimes positive, sometimes negative experiences. Dating is difficult, it's emotional, it's not easy. So don't think everything will be perfect and it will be, you're going to find now your princess and you will be happily ever after. That is what we want, and that is what is the aim. But give yourself the grace that it might take a little bit, right? And you really get out of your comfort zone. And dating isn't easy. Dating in a different culture isn't easy. Dating in a different language isn't easy. Some of you do not speak, or most of you do not speak Spanish. Some of the women do not speak English. So there's a language barrier. So give yourself time, right? And not put your much pressure on you. I have to find her now, or this is the one, and now I have to marry her in 1 week. That is not a good thing, right? Do get to know the person step by step, but also commit to the person, and also let her know where you are at in the relationship, what you want from her, what she can expect from you, when will you be back. It's really building up this communication, this relationship, like you do like you would do at home. It's not different, right? You just come on a different time because you have only 1 week or 2 weeks, but you have to plan on coming several times. You cannot just travel one time if you're serious about really building up, having a relationship. Let me see if you have any questions, guys. In case you have them, please send them in the chat, not in the chat box, because in the chat box I can't unfortunately see them. So it would be in the in the question, in the webcast question part. So let me show you a couple of interviews from the women we have in Barranquilla and in Medellin. And tonight we're going to show you two. One is 21, 95, 82 Lina, and the other one is 21, 95, 70 Lorena. So that will take a couple of minutes, and then I'll be back and happy to answer your questions.
AFA Interviews.
Hola, soy Lina, tengo 39 años, vivo en la ciudad de Medellín, tengo 2 hijos, soy analista de compras, actualmente soy administrador de empresas, amo viajar, es una de mis pasiones, me encanta conocer restaurantes nuevos, estar con mi familia, compartir en familia, compartir con mis amigas en tertulias, me lo disfruto un montón.
What are you looking for in the agency?
Uno, una estabilidad emocional que no la he encontrado hace un par de años. 2, un hombre respetuoso, seguro, que me cuide, que me ame, que sea una de sus prioridades para él. No es interesante, un hombre con muy buen sentido de clase.
What attracts you in a man?
Su seguridad, la forma en que puedo hacer parte de todo su ser, la forma en que me integra a él.
How would you describe yourself?
Soy una mujer genuina, inteligente, demasiado leal, comprometida, intensa en todo mi ser, interesante. Tienes muchas cosas que descubrir en mí si soy una de tus opciones.
What do you have to offer in a relationship?
Lealtad, compromiso. Conmigo puedes construir camino, una vida, un futuro. Conmigo puedes crecer. Te acompaño, te aporto con todo mi compromiso que puedo aportarte en todos los aspectos, profesional, personal y emocional.
How to make you fall in love?
Ay, con amor. Soy una mujer demasiado consentida, de pequeños detalles, no hablo en lujos, pequeños detalles como cuidados, que estén pendientes de mí, que sean constantes conmigo, no me gusta la ausencia. Bueno, te invito a que vengas a la ciudad de Medellín. Acá en Colombia es una ciudad hermosa, estoy dispuesta para que me conozcas, me envíes mensajes, hagamos videollamadas, tengamos una conversación bastante interesante. Bye, les espero.
AFA Interviews.
Hola, mi nombre es Lorena, tengo 35 años, tengo 2 hijas, una de 18, otra de 20. Y en mis tiempos libres me encanta salir a caminar, me gusta mucho ver televisión, me gusta descansar, estar con mis mascotas, mi familia y bueno, dedicarme tiempo para mí, para organizarme, para hacerme cosas en la cara. Me gusta mucho cuidarme y pues como la parte estética es fundamental para mí.
What are you looking for in the agency?
Llevo 5 años soltera. Me encantaría tener a alguien muy caballeroso, respetuoso, muy amoroso y que sea súper detallista. Me encantan los hombres detallistas porque hace mucho tiempo no conozco a alguien así y me encantaría tener a alguien diferente en mi vida.
What attracts you in a man?
Me gusta mucho que sea un hombre alto, atractivo, me encantaría. Me gusta mucho que sepa muchas cosas, me encanta la inteligencia y la sabiduría de las personas, me encanta aprender de los demás. Quiero que sea un hombre de negocios, que me enseñe mucho cómo administrar el dinero, cómo administrar mi vida y me encantaría aprender muchas cosas de esa persona.
Would you be willing to live abroad with a gentleman?
No me niego a la posibilidad. He estado viviendo en el exterior anteriormente y no tengo problemas tampoco con adaptarme.
How do you show love?
Yo realmente soy muy tierna, muy cariñosa. Me encanta O sea, ser como muy, muy, muy amorosa con las personas, soy muy respetuosa, me encanta pues como tener espacio y también dar espacio, pues soy muy detallista, y más el detallismo no solamente es dar cosas, sino también observar las pequeñas cosas y tenerlas en cuenta al momento de hacer algún gesto lindo por los demás.
How to make you fall in love.
Me podrían enamorar, no sé, me encanta la gente divertida, me encanta la gente alegre y positiva, no me gusta para nada la gente que se queja. Creo mucho en la energía de las personas, entonces siempre me rodeo de gente linda, que como que vibre igual que yo, porque me considero pues una persona muy feliz, muy alegre. Entonces me gustaría eso, me gustaría que sea muy detallista, muy caballeroso. Sí. Ok, los invito para que vengan a Medellín, conozcan esta ciudad maravillosa que tiene muchas cosas que ofrecer y mostrar. Y también los invito para que me conozcan y sepan un poco más de mí, salgamos, nos divertamos un poco, comamos algo rico. Y bueno, estaré esperando por acá por alguien súper lindo y caballeroso. Chao.
So welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the videos, the interviews. I'm sorry, the interviews. And I'm seeing you asking a couple of questions. So let me get into your questions now, and please keep on asking. Happy to reply to them, and then we get into the next topic. Karari is saying, how difficult is it to connect with the Latina if you speak no English? A lot of profile, they want a man with a sense of humor. I am a funny guy, but will they get my jokes? Will it be lost in translation? So it's not difficult to connect with a Latina if you do not speak English in the beginning, because there is nowadays apps, telephones, and also we have in-person translators who can help you to translate. So in our in-person translators, they have been very well trained. They have been working with Americans a lot, and they understand your kind of humor, because some of you have a different humor than, for example, in Colombia. Colombians are not used to a sarcastic humor, for example. They don't understand that much. While in other cultures, it's normal to be a little bit sarcastic. And so if you have a translator, and I'm saying you can be sarcastic, they might understand it. But if you're really sarcastic and being serious, and you don't smile, then it can be translated obviously completely different just by your body language, because the person might not get the joke because it might get lost in translation. But if you have an in-person translator, she is able to catch up your joke. She's able to translate it obviously as well. And also the apps, if you do Google Translate, if you do a funny comment and you write it well and you don't write it in slang, I think she will be able to understand, and especially if you put a smile on your face. It's always important that you accompany when you translate what you translate with your body language and your face expression, because she might read something different, and it has happened, like it got something else got translated, and if the man puts a serious face, she would be, wow, what's going on? But if you smile and then she said, okay, seems like that was a wrong translation. So also give it also always the benefit of a doubt when the translator is doing something wrong, like the app. So, but yeah, you can connect and make jokes also without speaking the language. You might just have to have a little bit more patience so that you both get used to your kind of humor and that you understand. But I have seen a lot of couples here laughing and joking with each other without speaking the language. So yes, possible. Let me see how many women attended the social in Medellin. I think we had around 60 each night, 60 women per night, 60, 70. Was not the biggest social we had, but there were nice women on the social, and it was a really nice group. So I think everybody was very happy. You want the Latina, you get in with her madre. Sly, maybe, yeah, I think what you're referring to, if you want, make good impression, you make good impression with the mom. Yes. If you win the mom over, it's very important. If the mom likes you, that is a big plus. So always bring flowers, a cake, or something else when you visit or when you meet the mom. The mom should love you. Yes, that's true. Keith, nice touch adding the ladies' IDs to the video so that we can look them up. That you're very welcome, Keith, and thank you for noticing and for the nice comment. We always try to make it a little bit easier for you because I know it's difficult to find them, especially when we have the technical issues right now. So hope it helps to meet them and go on dates and reach out to them. Are the electrical outlets in Medellin the same as in the United States? Yes. Which office is in charge of the countries that do not have offices like Brazil? Phoenix. So you can talk to the Phoenix office. You can talk to me as well, but usually it's Phoenix who takes care of it. If you select the Latin American Executive Service, which is a service, a VIP service, which includes meeting or being able to look and meet different women from different countries. So that includes Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, Colombia, Costa Rica, Peru, basically any Latin country you want. And then I oversee Brazil and Argentina and all these countries as well. So in case you decide for a VIP, you can talk to me. In case you just want to set up a video call, go on a date, then the easiest would be to reach out to Phoenix office so that they can set you up with the right person. Dave is saying Colombian women qualify in all above. Attractiveness and family oriented. Yes, very family oriented, very important for them. Family and the person who family is important to as well. Dave is saying, sadly, AFA believes Cali is much more dangerous than the rest of Colombia. I don't think so. Why would you say that, Dave? I mean, the big cities like Bogota, Cali, Medellin, there is always more danger. Let's say there's more crime in the bigger cities than it is in the countryside, right? If you're in the little towns, it's not very dangerous. In Colombia in general, I would not say it's dangerous. You just have to know, or you just have to stay in the right areas. Like you do not go in areas and cities where you shouldn't be. I mean, I think you do that in all over the world. You do not go in all the areas of the city. So you stay in the touristy area, but Cali has also tourism, and I also know people in Cali. So if you want to go on a date in Cali, we have profiles in Cali. I can set you up on a date there, and also we have translators there. So you will be accompanied and not alone. So let us know. Happy to help also in Cali or in any other city in Colombia. Let's maybe get into the next theme, which is important to me as well to talk about a little bit, which is the impact foreigners have in Colombia, negative and positive. And there's a lot of good, there's a lot of bad, and I would like to emphasize the good, and that people who join our services, men who join our services, have a mindset and are mindful about the impact you're going to generate in this country and what is the best you can do, right? And what you shouldn't do, and which is not good, and why the service might not be for you. So why I'm getting into this is because I came to Colombia like 12 years ago, and I was so fascinated how warm and welcoming Colombians were, and how they kind of put foreigners on a pedestal. Is that called pedestal? Like, which I couldn't understand, like, because everybody's the same, right? Nobody's better than nobody else. So why a foreigner is better than a local person? So for me, that was not really understandable. But I think it was because Colombia has been affected so long by a very, like before 20, 30 years ago, by a very violent history. And that is why a lot of tourists didn't come for a long time. Like Colombia became touristy maybe in the 2000s and really more touristy 2010, 2015, and maybe really, really, really popular in the last 6, 7, 8 years, right? So maybe pandemic also pushed a lot of the videos. And so it became really popular, Colombia, because it became very safe. That's why I always said everybody said dangerous. Colombia is very safe now compared to 30 years ago. You can travel anywhere. You can go by night buses. You can go anywhere. It's really nice. I mean, you have to have in Bogota, don't go anywhere with your phone like this. I mean, yeah, common sense, but it's not that you're going to get killed, kidnapped or whatever in Colombia. I mean, it's a very beautiful, nice country with a great biodiversity, beautiful people, just a beautiful place to be. So, and was the vibe the long time ago, that foreigners, like everybody was happy having foreigners here. Everybody was happy about the positive impact, like investments, tourism, tourism growth, right? That's what the country needs, like the economical stability, economical growth. So obviously foreign investments, foreigner visiting and falling in love with Colombia and promoting Colombia outside of Colombia, like, hey, look, this is great, come here. So obviously that is so positive, and the Colombians always wanted that. They always wanted that the word gets spread that Colombia is amazing, that Colombia, you should visit Colombia, and it shouldn't be a secret, Colombia, because right now it's still kind of a secret. So it's going to grow much more. But because there will be so much more growth, there will be also so much more impact of that growth, of that negative and positive. So, and yeah, the positive is a little bit what I already mentioned a little bit, especially you guys, when you come here, when you marry somebody from Colombia, not all of you go and go to the United States and move to the United States. Lots of you get an apartment here, get a second home here. Some of you start a business here. Some of you employ people here. You make investments in land, in businesses. You start families here. You support local businesses, you boost restaurants, you go on tour excursions, all that, right? All these excursions, all these restaurants, all these shopping, everything you spend, all your money you spend in Colombia, and especially if you mindfulness, right, consciousness, spending it in local hotels, for example, local restaurants, coffee shops. Try to avoid American chains if you can, like Starbucks, for example. Nothing against Starbucks, McDonald's, they are in Colombia, right? Burger King, all of them, they are here. But I'm not saying you should avoid them, like just do whatever you want, right? But there are local businesses, local chains, local Colombian businesses that also are benefiting very much from your money, right? Where you spend it. If you see the street seller today in the morning, for example, there was a very old fisherman at the beach. He was like 67, 70 years over, maybe 75 years old, and was selling his fish on the beach. And he caught this fish, right? So, and I'm happy to support somebody like that, you know, and buying this fish from this local person and getting it directly from him. So be mindful where you spend your money when you are in Colombia. And so as I said, the positive impact of most of the men we have, most of the men who join our service is very, very much. Because I know, I talk to you guys, lots of you have been now building a second home here and treating everybody great and doing the best you can to make the most impact you can, right? So, and that I want to really point out, because there is a lot of positive, there's a lot of great things happening thanks to foreigners coming. But that's why I want to talk about it a little bit, is it has changed a little bit. And I was so shocked to see that in some of the social media channels I'm following, there was some, I think it was 2 American women, they were just posting a reel about the most beautiful places to visit in Colombia. And there were comments below that video that were like, stay out of Colombia, you're not welcome here, la la la. There were a lot of other Colombians saying, no, why you're saying that? You're obviously welcome here. Come to the country, we love you. Obviously be mindful, but yes, explore Colombia, la la la. So it was the first time that I saw like a lot of negative things really under a normal video with 2 women traveling through Colombia, right? They were American, and there is also a little bit more. It's a general foreigners, but it's also a little bit more American, because we see it a lot in Medellin, especially Medellin, also in Cartagena, but especially Medellin has been changing so much, especially in the last 10 years, especially in the last 5 years. It's a very innovative city. There's a lot of businesses, like there's now a digital nomad visa, which didn't exist. So lots of people come, work remotely, have a stable income from a different country, and work here, live here, and can spend their money here. So that is a great thing. And there was a lot of, as I said, co-working spaces, innovative places that were born in the city. And so now when you're in the Poblado, you nearly hear more English than Spanish. right? So the impact you already see is quite big if you already hear more English than Spanish. Then the Airbnbs, right? Like lots of people invest, lots of people buy, and obviously the rental prices go up. The property value goes up, and for a lot of foreigners, it's very cheap to buy here, but for the locals, it's getting so expensive to buy. And that's not only happening in Medellin, it's happening all over the world where foreigners invest. That's normal, right? It happens. But I just want to make you aware of the impact and why there might be some people who don't like us, right? And why we have to be very mindful about the long-term impact we're doing when we are traveling to a country, and especially when we're dating in a country, right? We're not just now tourism, we're also dating now in this country. So we're bringing now a different aspect in that. So we have to be aware of that aspect, and I'm going to get into the dating, what is good, what is not good, why you shouldn't do that, and what is generally not, what is generally what the Colombians don't want from foreigners and what they want from foreigners. So you're welcome to visit the country, to talk about the country, to obviously invest your money, to obviously spend your money here, and obviously to date here as well, right? You're welcome to do so. But like how you would do it at home, when you go in your own home, there are rules, and it's good to be aware of the rules, right? Some people, like for example in Germany, like when people come in their home and they take off their shoes because the whole apartment doesn't get dirty, right? This is not normal for a lot of other cultures. But when you come to that culture, you would probably say, okay, if I'm invited to a German home, then I would take off my shoes because that's what they do, right? And so when you come to Colombia, there are some rules you should follow, even if you don't understand them, even if you don't like them, but it's good to follow them. So for example, always be very polite, right? The Colombians, if you see, they are always polite, they're always smiling, they're always saying hi. So be polite, be connected. This is a culture that connects. It's not an isolated culture. You like that, that's why you come here. So be part of that social, right? Be social, talk, communicate, smile. Don't be that grumpy, serious person. Like, be a little bit more outgoing and try to be also flexible. As we know, it's a different culture. Things work differently here. Patience is a big thing. Don't get angry. Don't get frustrated. Don't be mad on other people. Don't treat the people badly. Obviously, if somebody is really bad to you, obviously you have all your right to say, but just don't treat everybody bad because you think from a better country or from a better service or better whatever, right? The long-term impact, as I said, is very strong. And unfortunately, there's a very negative side as well, and that is why I think it came so much up now. There's the movement of passport bros, there's a lot of sex tourism, there's a lot of we're going to a country, party and do drugs. I think that is where the most biggest problem is, and where most Colombians get really pissed, because there was such a bad history in the past, right, about the drug war. So many people died in this war and are still dying in this war, and basically all Colombians have family members who died because of it, and it's not a long time ago. So if you come here and party, do drugs, sex, and you think you can be the king with your dollars or your whatever money you're using, currency you're using, right? That is not the right attitude. And that is, I think, that what has happened a lot. And that is why I think it is changing a little bit. And you have to be careful. We have to be careful when we come into the country. We want that has a positive impact, right? Nothing will be perfect. There will be always an impact but we can be as conscious about as possible. So if your idea is to come for sex and for drugs, that is not the right place. And AFA is not the right place for you. That is, go somewhere else, do something. If you want to do sex, there are services that provide that. There are prostitutes, there are working girls. It's legal, but you have to be also like, why would you just do tourism to get sex? I mean, everybody is free to do what you want to do, but as I said, be mindful about what you're doing. And sometimes, or some guys know that they can go out with a very young woman. Guys, there is a difference on what I can do and what I should do, right? I can do party every day and get drunk every day and go crazy every day, but should I do it? No, Why? Because it's not good for my body, it's not good for my health, it's not good for my environment. No. I could, I don't know, jump out of the window. It's a stupid example. Should I? No. Like, you can date a woman 30 years younger than you. Should you? No. Why? Because sometimes there might be some reasons why it is necessary, but most of the times it's really not. And then you guys complain, oh, she's taking money from me, or she's there for the wrong reasons, or she just used me, my heart is broken. So you have to be also mindful about that, right? And conscious about that. So there is a lot of good and bad. And that's, as I said, I want to really go a little bit more deeper in that. And I'm happy if you have any comments about it. Because obviously you guys might sometimes get confused, like, okay, I'm dating. We encourage you, right? We as a matchmaking company do encourage you to go and meet different people. Yes. That's why we do the tours. That's why we do the speed dating. That's why we're setting you up on different dates with different people. Why? Because first of all, some of you don't have the skills to really date that much. You haven't dated. You don't know how to talk to a woman. You don't know how to present yourself. There is a different language, so you have to practice a little bit, right? So a couple of dates, you need to practice, especially some of you have been out of the dating game for a long time. You have been divorced for 20 years, and you haven't been dating a long time. So you do need to practice. That's one reason. The other reason is you don't know the culture, you don't know the women, and you don't know the different personalities. So especially when you're new, it's good to date a little bit. And also, I also encourage always to get to know the person for a couple of weeks and months, because you're not going to know that person in 1 week. So that's why we encourage you to talk to different people, date different people, and then commit to that person, to one person at some point, and start that relationship. But we do tell you it's good to get to know some people and to not like close your options right away, because that's what we see sometimes as well. You guys come, see the first woman, and then, okay, I'm going to marry her. And no, you need to get to know her first, right? Maybe she's not compatible with you in the long term. It's very difficult to get to know a person, really to know how compatible you are long term. You have to get to know the personality, the friends, the family, the love languages, the past, the future, the money mindset, what she wants with finances, what you want with finances. There's so many things you have to talk about before you can decide that you really are the one for the other, right? You might have chemistry, you might have a great connection, but you have to give it time. Yeah. And so that's why we do encourage you to get to know different people, date different people, but we do not encourage you to come here with the objective to have sex with different people. And the women do tell us, and the women do get really pissed, and the women do not want that, right? There is not such a thing like casual sex really in Colombia. If you go to France, if you go to Germany, if you go to maybe the US, maybe England, wherever, there is a thing like casual sex. People have one-night stands. People just, date for a couple of weeks, have sex, and that's it. Friends with benefits, whatever, right? There are these things. Here in Colombia, I'm not saying there isn't, but it's very rare. Like, there is not really casual sex. Like, if there's sex, there's usually something in return. And if you're not in a relationship, or if you're not really getting to that relationship thing. But if you just go and say, yeah, I pay a meal and that's why I get sex, no, that's not going to work for you. You also have to keep in mind these women are dating also different men. They have other men, wanting to get to know them, and they know that a lot of men just want sex, and she wouldn't do it. Most of the serious women wouldn't do it. If you now have a woman who goes with you and have sex, then she usually has some kind of intention, like she wants something in return. She might not tell you, give me money right now, but yeah, usually something, you go shopping, you go on a vacation or whatever, right? So there's always something in there, and the intention is not the right intention. You should come here, you should use our service when you wanting to meet somebody for long-term relationship and marriage. That's why we're here, that's why we're doing this, and we're trying to support you as much as you can in that way. And as I said, I have to remind you of that impact you're doing when you come, and to think really long term. Think about when you do a business here, when you invest in an apartment here, when you raise your Airbnb prices, when you do drugs, when you do sex, when it is easy to get drugs in Colombia. When I came here 13 years ago, I get to Medellin, on the first corner, I was offered basically everything. So I said, should I do it? No. Would I do it? No. So that's why I'm saying, like, don't take this country as a cheap opportunity just to party and do drugs, because it's going to get dangerous for you. And that's where you saw the bad news in March, that foreigners got killed, they got poisoned, they got shot, they got kidnapped. Why? Because they were doing the wrong things, right? And this impact that has been very big. And like, there is not the same vibe right now regarding foreigners. So we have to do the best we can and make the best impact possible to really not make damage to the country and also to the dating scene. And we're going to take care. And I appreciate you men, you guys, and also the women, but also you guys. You helped so much. This community is really great, and I appreciate it. And I thank you for everybody. I've always been very busy, and I'm always busy. But please reach out if you have anything. If anything comes up with a woman, if a woman is there because of the wrong reasons, if a man is there because of the wrong reasons. I had recently, a couple of tours ago, a man calling me up and letting me know, hey, you have to be careful with this man. He's not here because of the right intentions. And I appreciate that, guys, because we want to keep that space safe, right, as much as we can. And I take it seriously if you have complaints about the woman, and I take it seriously if you have complaints about the man. And I'm going to kick everybody out of the service. It has to be kicked out, right? Because we're going to want to be keeping, and we're wanting to keep that space as safe as possible for the serious intentioned men who really want to meet somebody here. And let me see in my notes if I have anything else what I would like to talk about with that kind of topic. So what you can do, what would be good to do is enjoy your time in Colombia, establish a connection with someone and enjoy quality time with her. Be honest with her about your intentions, and you surely will have a reward. This is another thing. In case your intentions is, okay, I do want to date, I don't know if I want to get married. Some of you guys, I said, I have been married. I don't know if you want to marry again, not on the same conditions, but I really want to have a long-term relationship or a travel companion. I can spend time and like have a relationship, but travel with her, be free, but I don't know if I want to get married. That is fine. Yeah, you don't have to get married, but you have to let her know and to be honest about it. The worst, and that is the worst, what I hate is the man, and I have had it, and now we can see it, right? We have been doing it now for a while, but I hate the men who tell me that are serious and they aren't. And you can, and they tell you and you believe, but then you see the behavior differently. And the same is with a woman, right? So as I said, I appreciate the community, and I appreciate you guys telling me, because sometimes you obviously stay in touch with a woman afterwards, or you stay in touch with a man afterwards, and then things come up. We sometimes don't know, we have so many things, so many daily things going on that we don't really know what is going on sometimes in between you two, right? So if you don't let us know, we won't know. And so please, I love the communication. I have been really appreciated for you guys, because you have been calling me a lot, telling me, hey, Maria, this is going wrong, or look with this employee, or look with this woman. So thank you really very much for that. Create strong and real bonds in a safe and accompanied way. This is what AFA is for, exactly. Strong and real bonds, friendships, and really, really, really keeping in mind the feelings of that other person you have in front of you. Because there are women who really putting their heart out. They're really there because they want that special person, and that's most of them. And then you come and tell them, I want to marry, and the only thing you want is sex. That is not fair. If your attention is sex, then at least tell her, and at least say it, and be honest about it. And then there might be safe ways to get that, right? Not through us, but there are safe ways to get sex in Colombia, right? So please tell us and tell her, and be serious and say, hey, I want somebody, I don't want to get married, but I do want to have a long-term relationship, and hopefully until the rest of my life. Or I want somebody I'm really happy with, and we can explore the world together, And some women might also not always be in the space that they want to get married. Some of them also want to start a long-term relationship and see where it goes, right? So don't think I put you now all the pressure, oh, everybody has to get married. No. But the intention has to be serious and has to be honest. That is what we ask from you. Imagine a partial or total life in Colombia. Many foreigners fall in love with this country, decide to settle down with properties, business, and visa. It's a very, very prosperous country in everything related to tourism, technology, programming, and natural resources. Exactly. Take care of yourself. Yes, it's also nothing happens. You sometimes think that's what I'm saying. Just because you can do it, you shouldn't do it. You sometimes think nothing happens when you go out with a young and beautiful woman, but then you discover that the relationship was only based on money, and then you are hurt. Exactly. I always recommend you talk to us and get some advice from us as matchmakers. As you know, we are open to help you also meet somebody a little bit younger. Colombian women are open to meet somebody who is a little bit older, because they know that a man who is a little bit older, more mature in this mindset, and also stability-wise, economical stability-wise. So that's possible here, but don't abuse it. Don't make it an age difference that is not necessary, because it does bring problems with it, right? So yeah, but there's a lot of beautiful things you can do here in Colombia. It's an amazing country. As I said, the people are very happy that you come. Just be your best version, be your best part, like be nice, and try not to make harm, try to do good things, volunteer, invest in charity, donate some money, invest in education, help some children, help her family, employ local people, support local businesses, and be aware of the impact you're doing when you come here. Date consciously, be honest about it, be serious, right? And don't fool people, don't cheat, don't be that person, because it's going to affect all of us in the end. And this is an amazing country, and I hope you're going to discover it and you're going to love it. And I would love to have you here. So yeah, let me get a little bit in your question. It has been a little bit a serious conversation here, but it's good to have it, because yeah, we have to be aware we are not alone in this world, and we have to be aware of the impact we're doing, especially if we're dating in a different country. Okay. And sex tourism is a problem here right now, and there is a lot of sex tourism going on, and a lot of minor sex tourism, and as I said, like a lot of ugly things. So if you get out of it and really focus on what you really want and what you really need, and talk to us, and we are here to help you, to the ones who are serious intention. Yeah, good. Okay, guys, that was one of my hard themes today. Let me see if you have any other questions. I'm looking forward to learning more about Colombian women. They're very attractive. They are. But also be not only that superficial, guys. Yes, I know you all want to have a beautiful woman. Yes, that's why you join, lots of you, our service, because you want to have a woman that is feminine, beautiful, takes care of herself. Yes, definitely. But don't be just that superficial. There is a lot of where you have to be matching personality-wise. And if you match personality and the attractiveness, then you're going to be successful. But you also have to be the best version. You also have to dress up. You also have to take care of yourself. You also have to learn, and you also have to have an open mind, right? You cannot date in a different culture with not having in a different culture without having an open mind. So let me see if any other question. I watched a video. They say they didn't like Westerns coming to Colombia. They noted prices are going up. Do not move here. I understand. Yes, Ed, exactly. That's what's going on. It's not everybody, but especially Medellin and Cartagena has happened longer before than Medellin. But Cartagena has the cruise ship tourism, and so there's so much tourism coming in. So it's a little bit different in Medellin. More people stay long term, and so the long term impact of these people is much bigger. And so obviously the prices in Colombia have been, especially in Medellin, going up, especially in the Poblado. So yeah, for some people it's just not possible to buy apartments anymore because the prices are just so high. So yes, and and the salaries are not going up in the same way, right? Will they help the men to be safe? Yes, we help you to be safe. No man has happened anything here in Colombia, and so we help you to be safe. And yeah. And when I come to Colombia, it's because of you, Maria. Thank you, Shop24. You know what problems we have in Germany, Belgium, and Netherlands. Yes, I know. It has been all over the world, and it's everywhere where we have mass tourism or a lot of tourism coming, this is going to happen. But now we have not only getting higher apartment rates, it's really like sex tourism, drugs, parties, killing, crime. And that's the other thing, like then the crime goes up, and then the bad news come, and then nobody comes to Colombia anymore. And that is not good. So we can avoid that, we can keep the crime down, and you just have to use common sense, and we help you, okay? We help you to stay safe. Colombians don't have school shootings, that's true, like we do in the US. Rest in peace to the people in Georgia who lost their life today. Oh, I'm really sorry. I didn't know that there was another shooting. That's true. That doesn't happen here a lot. Tourists are spoiling the women in Medellin, and how now they have expectations of the women in the US. Yeah, you guys are just spending your money like crazy sometimes. I agree. And that I don't know if they have, I don't know if they have the expectation of the women in the US. But I do think women do have higher expectations, and I can see that. I think in the Ukraine, what I heard, women have been very spoiled, and so yes, you have to be careful with that. Obviously, be generous, but don't throw your money out of the out the window. Positive impact of foreigners. Let's look at the bright side. Yeah. So you want to do the positive again. Definitely, there's a lot of positive. As I said, like, you push the tourism, you help the local businesses, right? It wouldn't be possible, a lot of things, because of that foreigners wouldn't be here. You guys bring a lot of visions, you guys bring a lot of connections as well, which help local people to grow, right? A lot of new ideas, a lot of new creative impact, a lot of new technologies. There's a lot of positive. Like, as I said, it's both, right? But we have to be aware, especially when we're dating. Medellin is very beautiful and very cosmopolitan. Because of all the digital, it seems to lose its savor. Manizales is a smaller version of Medellin. Yeah, the Eje Cafetero there is very beautiful. Manizales, Bucaramanga, yeah, they're beautiful, Armenia, very beautiful. Family values, traditional feminine, and the beauty is what attracts me to Colombia. Yes, Keith, I know a lot of the men do, and it's that they love family, they love spending time with their man, and they are also, lots of them are very humble people too. So I thank you so much, guys, for your attention today, and for your comments, for being here. In 2 weeks, Manuela will be with you. We will see if Michelle, our office manager in Barranquilla, will be also in the show. The tour starts in 1 month. So looking forward, if you want to sign up still, the same as with Cartagena, 20th of October. So really looking forward, guys, to see you here in Colombia. Reach out if you have any questions. You can call us anytime. In the Phoenix office, you can write an email. And I look forward to see you in 1 month. Bye-bye, guys. Have a great evening.